Let's get ready to rumble!
The gloves are coming off.
Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable!
We're about to go full court press.
Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan!
It's time to play ball.
Malone looking for his first hit of the year. He drives one! Deep left field! That goes Upton! Back near the wall! It's out of here! Bartolo has done it! The impossible has happened!
Listen in as we tackle everything in the world of sports right now.
Stay off the weed!
Throw your hat in the ring at 516-572-7440. This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
That's right. Welcome in, sports fans, to WHPC Sports Talk. We are on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host for today, Joshua Umahi. We got a lot to go over. I got Matt, Leonard, and Kory David with me.
Yep.
Fellas, how we doing?
Oh my God, NBA free agency is underway, and I can't even count the number of moves that have been made, and the moves yet to be made are even bigger. So, we'll see how this shakes out.
It's really been crazy so far. Go ahead, Kory.
Like you said, it's been crazy. We got a lot of moves. I'm trying to see. There's certain teams that aren't doing anything, and I'm like,
Hey, Brooklyn!
Well, we know they have to do some work coming up.
They got work to do.
They got a lot of work to do. Again, we kind of spent yesterday going off on the Nets about that and kind of going through hypotheticals.
Yeah.
I do kind of want to start there, pick up where we left off yesterday. So, unless you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard, Kevin Durant demanded a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. Yes, the same team he signed a 4-year, $200 million extension with last offseason. How quickly things can change in a year, guys.
Yeah.
He's already axed out.
Yeah, I mean, we knew this was coming at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyrie's like, I'm going to come back and play with you, and then Kevin Durant decides, nah, I'm good. Then there are these reports, you hear this, that they still want to play together, but elsewhere.
Really?
Have you heard that?
I have not heard that.
Oh, there are reports out there, rumors saying, oh, these guys still want to play together, but not in Brooklyn. Yeah. And then people that comment there, oh, Knicks fans are salivating. I'm like, we're really not. We're really good.
Not. Yeah,
we're okay.
We're good.
I think what really got that kind of notion started, that rumor started, was the fact that Brian Windhorst said the Lakers have the possible assets to possibly acquire both Kyrie and KD. I'm like, what assets?
What did you have, LeBron?
Russell Westbrook, THT,
Anthony Davis would have to go.
Kendrick Nunn,
the 2027 first-round pick.
Davis would have to go. Davis would have to go.
All that is garbage. And Anthony Davis isn't even a reliable guy. So what you gonna have? Anthony Davis and Ben Simmons, two of the most reliable players you can possibly have on your team.
And Russell Westbrook, imagine
Russell Westbrook is going to be there every game, but he's going to be trash.
My dream scenario, now that you mentioned it, is Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and Ben Simmons is the new big three in Brooklyn. That's my dream scenario.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, man. Can we make this happen?
You mean dream scenario was like a petty Knicks fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be...
I mean, it would be a horror show, and I would laugh, and it'd be amazing.
Yeah, you know that's actually what you just said, Matt.
It's a real possibility if you think about it.
If that's actually like a true rumor, KD and Kyrie are even crazier than I ever could have imagined.
Oh, they're not going to play together. There's no way.
I think the reason why they're not going to play together, in a sense, to me, is just the fact that I feel like with everything that's going on with that team, I think the reason that KD is leaving is mostly predicated on Kyrie's situation. You know, the inconsistencies. How do you fumble Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving? That is a big three of phenomenal proportions, where you would think they would have at least one or two rings. No, they only have one win in a playoff series. That's about it, and Kyrie didn't play in that series.
You know, I was trying to look for like the total number of games that KD, Kyrie, and Harden played together.
17, right?
17?
I think around 17.
I thought it was at least 20.
Listen to this.
It's less than 25.
I seen something today about that. They said Steph Curry and Klay Thompson played 45 games this season together. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving only played 44 games in total of the 3 years that they were together.
Oh, boy.
Right. It's just a complete mess in Brooklyn, and trust me, as a Knicks fan, I am definitely reveling in it. Nets fans, 516-572-7440 if you want to chime in.
But I think that what's happening with this is it's going to lead to, especially with everything that's going on in the NBA, I'm talking about whether it's Bradley Beal taking that $250 million contract.
Stupid.
Most of these guys accepting the max. What's going to happen is in these next CBA agreements, the next CBA talks, the owners are going to try to mess over these players because the players have too much control. The fact that in the situation that Kevin Durant's in right now, normally you'll be like, you might as well trade me now because you can't get nothing later. No, they're not in that type of situation. He's supposed to be there for 4 more years.
Yeah.
So the fact that players can just be like, after 1 or 2 years, like, this is not working out for me, like, I want to request a trade. It just shows you that when teams are putting these big commitments together, like it's supposed to almost be like a marriage. Like I'm committed to you, you're supposed to be committed to me. Partnership.
There you go.
So when you break that partnership, what it's doing now is it's opening the floodgates for these guys to take the money and go to better situations.
That's the big complaint I've really heard from a lot of NBA fans today. And trust me, as a Knicks fan, I really am enjoying this. But the idea that Kevin Durant, again, literally just last offseason said, Brooklyn, we go hard. I'm here for 4 more years. And the very next season, given the Kyrie vaccine stuff and all the drama that went on, Harden asking out, getting Ben Simmons and he doesn't play, a lot of stuff that, Kevin Durant wouldn't be happy with, right? But even then, you signed for 4 years. At some point, there has to be a level of commitment to a franchise. If you sign on the dotted line, you can't just say a year later, I want out. This isn't what I want. I want out.
I was thinking about
a year's time. It can't change that quickly.
You're right. Now, I was thinking about the same thing as you in terms of what other job can you do that? The first one I thought of 4-year agreement. I thought of whatever the president. I'm not talking politics. Whoever the president is, I don't care.
Yeah.
Any president after a year just goes, you know what? I'm gonna go be the president of Canada. Hey guys, it's not gonna work that way.
Hey guys, you know me. I like breaking news. Rudy Gobert got traded to Minnesota.
What?
Yes. The Twin Towers is in. They have the 2 slim towers. I want to say slim towers.
No, Cat's not slim.
Well,
no.
I'm not.
Well, actually, to me, technically, you might got the softest the softest front court in the league.
That's true.
I've been hearing rumors. We've been hearing rumors about this situation going on for months on whether or not who's going to be the last man standing in Utah between Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert.
As
a Knicks fan, I would have loved for Rudy Gobert.
Wait a minute.
No, don't go there yet. I'm not saying the Knicks, but I'm saying it means Mitchell's gone. I don't care where he goes. He's gone.
And who has the most assets to trade for him?
The Thunder.
Well, yes.
You want me to answer the question?
Yes.
Well, the problem with that is Mitchell last season signed an extension. I mean, obviously now
you didn't know.
No, obviously.
Right. How do you not know after what Rudy Gobert did with the microphone touching and all that you don't want to play with this idiot?
But talking about now that I'm speaking on the fact that we just spoke on Kevin Durant breaking his extension.
Yeah.
I could see a situation where Donovan Mitchell was like, you know what, I don't really necessarily see this being the place for me.
That seems like a mutual decision to me. After you trade Gobert, I mean, that team is vanishing around him. I mean, you think it would be a mutual because they want to rebuild. It looks like they're going into rebuild mode. Because you don't trade Gobert if you're trying to win now. So, as much as we make fun of Rudy Gobert, how many times has he won Defensive Player of the Year? Whether or not he deserved it, but whatever. He won.
Do you think Minnesota might be in a sweepstakes to try to get Kevin Durant? Now that you have a guy like Anthony, you have Anthony Edwards, you have Cat.
You're trading. If you just
D'Angelo Russell.
No, I mean, let's find out what they traded for Gobert first. Because Woj likes to tweet in pieces,
in bits and pieces. It's the most annoying thing.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Can we just all be honest? Woj lost yesterday, in my personal.
He got smoked yesterday.
Yeah, he got smoked by Shams.
I told y'all since he got to ESPN, he fell off. I told y'all.
Yeah,
he's a little washed now.
Time out. Why was I in the comments looking under each post and they said, "You getting washed, old man"? I'm like, what? And I'm looking under Shams. They're like, "Yo, you cooking him?" I'm like, "That's crazy."
Yes, the 12-year-olds in Twitter comments are the meanest people ever.
Did you see the report that came out that the Brooklyn Nets are not going to accommodate Kyrie's trade request? They're going to basically look at what's in the best interest for them.
That's what they should do.
I'm hoping that they're doing the same situation in Kevin Durant's in the KD situation because look, as much as you breaking a commitment with me, so I got to look out what's best for me. I'm trying to get good young players. I'm trying to get people that they have to. I think what they're going to try to do is go back to that Kenny Atkinson era where guys wasn't stars necessarily, but they fought. They gave you energy, and they can make the playoffs.
Just saying like D'Angelo Russell, Karis LeVert, those kind of guys.
Yeah.
You made a great point, Corey, where it's like, I read a report yesterday where it would be, quote unquote, a bad look if they just traded Kevin Durant anywhere than Nets.
Oh, we have the haul.
Oh, you do? You do?
Pat Bev. Not joking.
New media.
Malik Beasley.
Okay.
Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt, and multiple first-round picks. Rudy Gobert.
Okay, I like sending Malik Beasley, Walker Kessler, but I do miss the fact that you're gonna get rid of that dog. And now I can't say
he's the one you're upset about.
I do like Patrick Beverley. I don't know why, but the thing about that is, who's he gonna talk stuff to now? It's like what you going to Utah? You gonna be like Utah? We the ones now?
No. Trading Patrick Beverley is like if the Heat acquired Kevin Durant and Udonis Haslam went to the Nets. Like, you really gonna miss that guy?
No, that's unfair.
Time out.
That's unfair.
I seen yesterday that thing that got me like mind-boggling. They said that Miami Heat was having doing a free agency pitch to Udonis Haslam because he's free. I'm like, his pitch should be like, you're sitting on our bench and collecting money, and literally all you are is a player's coach.
Yo, I saw that where they were like, they want to put together a special pitch for Udonis Haslam.
Oh,
like,
my
what?
God. Do you think he's going to leave? Do you think he's leaving?
Like,
where's he going to go?
I don't understand.
The pitch should be
Stupidity.
you're stealing our money.
Yeah.
Would you like to steal more of our money or be stupid and decline more of our money?
The pitch should be sit down on the bench, not with the players. They don't wear suits anymore. They wear those like nice little like those
we gotta bring the suits
I'm
back.
not gonna lie. Look, the fact that like if and when he resigns, it should be like a situation. If he ever tries to bulk up at Jimmy Butler ever again, I'm like, my guy, you're literally sitting on the bench. You do nothing, and when you actually get in, it's like that. You know when a manager for like a high school basketball team, they put on the jerseys for him, and he finally gets in. That's what Udonis Haslam is right now. But
yeah, he's pretty much their mascot. Like they're doing a pitch for a mascot to come back. Yeah. It's actually pretty funny.
Can you imagine any other team with a player like that? Just I don't know how that works for them. Like, I mean, Kyrie Irving's barely ever on the Nets anyway.
Right.
But he contributes when he's there. It's different.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other player in the league or situation that's like this. This is crazy.
He's their mascot, like, bottom line. It's just it's a funny situation. We talk about Miami and all the potential they had this offseason.
So you want to talk about Orlando making a special pitch to stuff the Magic Dragon?
Hey, mascot to mascot, same thing. If we're making correlations, come on now.
But just to get back to the KD situation and what Brian Windhorst and like Woj and a lot of outlets saying that the Phoenix Suns is the number one destination for Kevin Durant.
Right.
I don't get that because of this. You're going to have to give up you should have to give up Devin Booker or CP3, and what you want is to kind of build a big three. So how does that work? And if you're trying to just sign and trade DeAndre Ayton, if I'm the Brooklyn Nets, I'm looking at a situation like this. We read the reports. Y'all don't even want this guy. Why should we want him?
It's a good point, and that's the whole crazy thing about this KD thing. I mean, it's like... It's Kevin Durant. It's Kevin freaking Durant. Like, this is like the biggest trade chip we've had in the NBA for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. So it's just not going to be like the common package you see for a superstar where it's like 3 or 4 first-round picks, maybe a young player. No, you like Corey said, you might have to go Devin Booker.
No, I mean,
they won't. They shouldn't.
They won't. They won't. They probably go if they had to get rid of Devin Booker or CP. You're getting rid of CP. Just so
that
the fact
won't get it done.
Why would the Nets want CP3? That's the thing.
What is he can elevate a team, but that team is in shambles. Like,
they need to do
that'd be a whole new job for CP3.
CP3 and Ben Simmons.
I mean, let's say to his credit, he did take that OKC team to the playoffs.
He did, but I think this Brooklyn Nets team is far worse than that. As currently constructed without Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
The Nets have
when
no
they
picks.
leave.
The Nets have no picks.
To be fair, we don't know what they're getting back for the 2 superstars. We don't know what they're getting back yet.
I'm surprised that they haven't announced that they rescinded their trade request for Royce O'Neal.
Oh my!
He's gone. They lost.
So time out. Donovan Mitchell lost Rudy Gobert and Royce O'Neal, and he lost Who just signed with the Bucks? Joe Ingles.
Joe Ingles.
He lost the splash uncle. How sad.
The splash uncle.
So I'm like, who do you have? Like, you got Jordan Clarkson. That's cool, I guess.
You got a bench piece that might start.
Let me just tell you, as a Knicks fan, I'm losing patience now. Like, this Gobert trade has like me. I'm like, Donovan Mitchell, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? The Knicks have 11 first-round picks in the next 7 years. They have young talent. You're from Westchester in New York. What are you waiting for?
I'm just very confused on the fit of Gobert in Minnesota still.
It's weird because they had success with Cat at the 5.
But I think
so they're trading for.
But then where are you going to play Cat now?
I guess what they're going to do. I guess what you're going to do with him is do what you did with him last season, where he basically roams around and he's on that 3-point line. He's on that 3-point perimeter a lot.
Gobert's nowhere near it. Hopefully,
I think he led. I want to say Cat led all centers in 3-point
percentage or makes. I think both.
Yeah, both.
He did. Yeah,
and that's why he was claiming he's the best big man shooter.
He is the best big man shooter. It's him in the league right now. Who do you think's better than a big man shooting, Corey? Making a face.
Joel Embiid.
Shooting threes.
Threes, Cat is better. Shooting threes,
3-pointers and range, Cat is better. I'll give Embiid the mid-range every single day, though.
I'll give Embiid everything else. Shooting,
a guy wins
toughness. You know,
a guy wins one 3-point shootout contest at the All-Star game, and everybody crowns.
That's impressive, though. He's 7 feet tall.
Rudy Gobert is another guy who signed a huge contract. And this is kind of the point I want to go to, where it's like you said it earlier, Corey. Every player in the league is, I said, trades on a new free agency, right? Mm-hmm. Basically, you sign a huge max contract, that's your thing, and then you can basically, like we talked about, the partnerships and commitments or whatever you want to call it, it don't exist no more.
Yeah.
So you can literally just say, I can sign a supermax in 2 years if I'm not happy, or I want to be traded to this team, that team, that team.
I don't know if
that's the NBA.
I don't know if that's him that's forced his way out, though. I heard no report to him requesting a trade.
Gobert.
Yeah, I heard of him being upset with Donovan Mitchell. I never heard him formally request a trade.
That's a good point. He didn't demand a trade, but
he was upset, but he didn't say I want out. You know, he never said that. Donovan Mitchell is a different story.
Still, that goes to my larger point where it's like players, free agency in this current CBA, and we'll see how the next CBA negotiations go. But free agency in this CBA is dead. There's no star or superstar switching teams and cheating themselves out of $40 million and saying, no, I want to go here. This is where I want to be. They're saying, give me my money first. Like Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
We know Bradley Beal is going to play 1 or 2 more years in Washington. He got 5 years, $251 million.
That's insanity, by the way. Yeah. These contracts are getting worse and worse. Not worse, they're better for the players, but the dollar amounts keep going up every year.
Look, and it's like, it's a bad deal for the Wizards because you're really... It's $50 million a year for a guy that's not a superstar. Yes, you want to keep him in Washington, but do we really expect the Washington Wizards to build around Bradley Beal like that? No, we have no confidence in that. So it's a weird deal for them, and it's a weird deal for Bradley Beal, where it's like we know you're going to spend 1-2 years there, and then you're going to demand a trade. We know how it's going to go.
Oh, exactly, and if I'm. These teams have to get ahead of this, and they have to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think either, like I said, they're going to have to plan for this in the next CBA talks. But also, what you do is, if you know that a guy's possibly going to set out and possibly demand a trade, we already see the writing on the wall with Bradley Beal, right? But what you do is you set yourself up in a better position because you look at, okay, who are some possible pieces that's going to be available in the next 3 years?
Right.
What team has a chance of having good trade assets in the next 3 years? You plan ahead. That's what if I'm a team right now, due to the current climate of the NBA, I'm planning ahead because you never know what's going to happen, and especially when you sign these guys to extension. If you have one bad year, plan ahead because they might trade. They might request a trade.
Can I just share a problem I have with the current NBA? Goes along with this.
Yeah.
So players say, I'm requesting a trade. The key word in there is I'm requesting a trade.
Right.
How come every time a player's unhappy and they say, I don't want to be here, the team goes, okay.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Like that's a great point, actually.
I'm thinking about this. Like, why do they have to trade Kevin Durant? Why?
Think about every superstar that's demanded a trade lately. They always get traded, and how often is it where it's exactly where they want to go?
Yeah,
exactly where they want to go.
And like
their first option.
Yeah, James Harden was the big one this past season. And the return wasn't that great considering Simmons didn't play. We didn't know what he's going to turn into, but he didn't play.
Yeah, that's a
key playoff run.
That's a great point. It's like the teams, like the players can request, like you said, they can demand a trade if you want to go there, but
unless I'm missing something, the GMs are spineless. Unless I'm missing something.
That's a great point.
There could be behind the scenes stuff that we're missing we don't know about, but unless the players are going to hold out, which I think that's childish in itself, but
it's really unbelievable. I don't know where it started because I don't remember the NBA always being like this.
No.
I'm
you go back 10 years ago. 10 years ago, let's see. What happened 10 years ago? Derrick Rose won an MVP. Wow, it was 10 years ago.
Wow.
Wow. I'm trying to think of that time period. It wasn't like that, except for LeBron going to Miami in free agency.
Yeah, that's the thing. That might have been the thing that set it off.
Didn't Derrick Rose win it in 2011?
But I think he won it in 12. The season was 11-12.
So I was like, I felt like that was
right?
I feel like it was more like...
I think, yeah.
I feel like that was a little more than... I feel like
2022.
I feel like we've been more than 10 years now.
About 10 years.
Well, yeah, regardless, it's like... the player. Listen, I'm all for player empowerment in the NFL, NBA, right?
I'm fine with it in the NBA too. If it's free agency, if you sign a contract, stick with what you sign.
I'm even okay with it sometimes if it's a player in a terrible situation, awful situation.
If Dame or Bradley Beal requested a trade, they have. Well, Dame hasn't, but if Bradley Beal said I want out of here, I'd be like, by all means, leave.
You wouldn't even be mad, right?
No.
But it's Kevin Durant.
You're playing with Kyrie Irving. Ben Simmons is coming back, whether you like him or not.
Yep.
He's a talented guy.
You know the best thing about for the NFL?
Crazy.
The NFL-wise, I felt like player empowerment was coming. Like, a lot of guys was going to be able to control their own destiny. But I felt like the guy who actually started it, ended it. Deshaun Watson, when he signed his extension and then requested a trade a year after that, then some things
transpired.
Some things happened, and then you look at the situation now where he's in another extension with the Cleveland Browns, and it's like, okay,
that's a whole different thing.
We spent all this money on this guy, and most of it's guaranteed.
All of it's guaranteed. For the Browns, all of it.
Yeah, so what you're doing is you're basically like this. Owners are going to I'm never giving that type of money up. Lamar, he could hope, but this ain't going to be fully guaranteed.
I think Lamar will make that kind of money because he doesn't have all the stuff attached to him that Deshaun Watson does.
Maybe in incentives, but teams are not going to give you fully guaranteed like that.
Oh, no. I still don't get why any team in football would ever give a fully guaranteed contract to anyone in that sport.
I think
and of all the people to give it to, it was Deshaun Watson.
Not even that.
One.
I'm saying... Forget the legal stuff for a second. It's hard, but forget the legal stuff for a second.
Right.
Look at his play style. Right now we're verging into football, but look at his play style for a second.
Okay.
He's a quarterback that likes to run around, right?
Yep.
Why would you give that kind of guy, as durable as he can be, and as unpredictable as it is in the NFL with injuries, fully guaranteed over $250 million?
That's
dumb.
Those are all great points you two raise, and it's like player empowerment. Like I'm for it in the NFL, but
baseball needs some of that.
Yeah. I used to say forever I prefer the NBA because players have a little more power. It's not like I'm not going to call it that, but it's very... NFL owners have a lot of control, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, for the longest time, I'm like, I prefer the NBA's way. But now I'm like, nah.
It's too much.
It's
turned into a monster. It's too much.
It's gone, like, over the rails right now. Like, it's unbelievable.
You know it's bad when, like, just the average Joe who's normally for the players is like, yeah, y'all got a little too much. I just see with Kyrie not want to talk to media. He's just saying everybody's against him and all this other stuff. I'm like,
because they are.
No,
sorry, they are.
No. I mean, like he feels like the media and everything is attacking it for no reason. They do
for no reason. No, okay, for no reason is wrong.
No.
Yeah,
go ahead, Corey.
But no, I'm just like when you have a situation where like teams actively know where you're trying to go. Like the media, like there's certain people that's in the know. Like Brian Windhorst, he's in the know. He knows that Kyrie's trying to get to LA. And what you have to do is be like, if you're a team, like, no, you're not going to LA. I might send you to Toronto. Give me Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Siakam. Yeah, give me all of them. I'm sending Kyrie up to the cold.
I can't play there.
Oh, yeah.
It just hit me. He can't play there.
Yes, Kyrie Irving, after all of that, is still unvaccinated, as we know.
Wow.
That's speaking of Kyrie, you know my favorite media guy in the world, Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah, oh, God.
Oh,
Yeah, your buddy.
Oh, he was doing the Birdman hair rub as soon as
come
Kevin
on now.
Durant announced it. He said, "You ruined the team. you want to talk you because Kyrie
exact
said
voice.
Kyrie said something to the degree of." I can't stoop to your level, but my fathers and uncles can. And basically, sending like, I'm going to get my fathers and uncles on you.
What does that mean?
Look,
I know what it means,
Steve Nash is his godfather. Remember that?
bro. Kyrie really said that. That's crazy.
yeah, and then it was
That's
just
crazy.
like,
I
basically,
don't want to know who his father and uncles are.
I think one of his uncles might be NBA Hall of Famer Rod Strickland.
What?
Rod got them hands. You gonna get Stephen A them hands?
But it's just weird situation with that, and it's just like Stephen A. Smith. As soon as he was just talking while he was on vacation, he was like, "You ruined the team. I can totally understand why Kevin Durant wanted to leave this squad. You
Right.
are a disgrace to the New York market."
That's a pretty good impression, Corey.
That's not bad, yeah.
You know, that's what I want to close the first block of this show on, because Stephen A was the one that said the next CBA negotiations that go on, because there's going to be a lockout. There is
Yeah.
going to be an NBA lockout.
Yeah, after
whenever-
all this garbage, yeah.
Absolutely. And you know who the owners are they're going to have three faces up there, maybe four, at the negotiation
Durant,
table.
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
I have a feeling LeBron will get sucked in.
Look, talk about they just gonna
He always does, yeah.
They're just gonna hold up a bunch of players who got max and then request their trade, and they just gonna have the Will Smith meme up like when you like.
Come on now. Durant
Like LeBron with J.R. Smith in the final.
Exactly.
Like, come on. Durant asking out is crazy, but Kyrie Irving, again, vaccine politics, I stay completely away from that. But the fact of the matter is he played less than half the season because of it.
Yep.
If you want to say he quit on this team, he quit on this team, and then he demands a trade or whatever happened, and the Nets don't want to give him a max contract. The owners are going to hold up a big fat photo of Kyrie Irving's face at the negotiation table and be like, "This is why it's happening.
I
This
want
is
to
why
be there
lockout's
for that.
happening."
I don't like him. I want to be there for that.
Right?
I can't, but I'd love to.
To be a fly on the wall for that.
Yeah.
And what do you guys think of Kyrie Irving, quote, trying to force himself to the Lakers real
I
quick?
think it's what he does. He thinks the league revolves around him, and it kind of does, and it's really annoying.
I found it funny that the phrasing was trying to force himself to the Lakers when the Lakers are the only team that wants him.
Yeah, really. Like, how many other teams have we heard are interested in Kyrie Irving? We heard where he wants to go.
Right.
We heard also the Lakers are the only team interested in acquiring him.
He had like 7 teams on his list. Like
He had the Knicks on his list.
Come on
If
now.
the Clippers are out, they have John Wall, they're out. The Knicks got Brunson, they're out.
Like the Lakers are the only team crazy enough to give Kyrie that contract, but
Yeah.
whatever. The Nets are a dumpster fire. We'll see where they go from here. Stick around after the promos and the legal. We got the Knicks free agency moves to talk about, and we got all the madness, the free agency frenzy in the NBA to cover. And the Mets and Yankees, they got July started tonight. We'll see how their weekend series goes, how it starts each of them. But stick around. We'll be here after the break.
This show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by Pantano's Gourmet, where they love to feed you. With 3 Long Island locations, Hewlett, Uniondale, and Pantano's Does Bagels in Garden City Park. Their Uniondale location is located around the corner from Nassau Community College at 1150 Hempstead Turnpike, across from the Nassau Coliseum. Pantano's Gourmet serves breakfast all day, crazy lunch sandwiches, and they can cater your next event. Why cook? Pantano's delivers. More information is available online at pantanosgourmet.com.
This portion of programming on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by the Center for Workforce Development at Nassau Community College. Through a partnership with Ed2Go, Nassau Community College offers online workforce development training courses in professional trades such as HVAC and machinist, as well as in grant writing and nonprofit management. Ed2Go online learning can help you earn a certification or credential to enter a new job field or advance you in your current career path. These courses are self-paced and completely online, allowing students to complete lessons, assignments, and exams anytime, day or night. For the full list of courses available, visit ncc.edu/workforce development.
It's our golden anniversary.
So, what did you get us? Gold earrings?
A gold necklace?
Or just a good old-fashioned gold bar?
We're not picky.
Thanks for 50 fabulous years of radio at Nassau Community College.
Voice of Nassau Community College.
This is the award-winning 90.3 WHPC HD Garden City.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Play WHPC.
And available on Odyssey, TuneIn, iHeart, and on the WHPC app.
90.3 WHPC.
Lopez wants it away.
And it's hit deep to left center. Andrew Jones on the run. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza, and the Mets lead 3-2. Matto behind the net. Sweeps it in front. He's gone! Matto! Defend Matto! And the Rangers have one more hell of a time, baby! But it's Mount Vancouver!
Anthony for three. Puts it in! Knicks by one with 8.2 remaining.
Joe Namath, number 12, has been the one big sidelight. He's come down here and he says the Jets are going to win. In fact, he doesn't even predict it. He says, I guarantee a Jet victory.
His first at-bat of the game. There's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone has hit a home run. The Yankees go to the World Series.
This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Come on.
That's right. Welcome back to WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Once again, we got a lot more to get to regarding the Knicks, NBA, Mets, Yankees, anything in the world of New York sports. Chime in with us at 516-572-7440. Once again, Joshua Umahi joined by Leonard and Kory David.
Corey showed me the most interesting Woj tweet just now. Corey, read that out.
So in Tim Connolly, in his first draft ever as GM in 2013, he traded out of the 27th pick and the Jazz selected Rudy Gobert. Now Connolly lands Gobert in his first weeks as the new president of Timberwolves. Look, no matter how long it takes, always get your man.
Conley is not really a French name, so there's no connection there. I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, absolutely right.
It's like how Masai Ujiri tried to get Giannis a couple years ago after in the initial draft he tried to get Giannis.
Yeah.
Imagine Giannis in Toronto. Jeez.
Can we address something about Kevin Durant for a minute? A rumor that was going around yesterday.
Please do.
There's rumors of Kevin Durant in Boston.
Well,
no. Please, no.
Well, why do you say that?
First of all, Kevin Durant will be looked at as the softest and weakest player in the history of the NBA.
Right. Absolutely. In many people's eyes, he already is.
No, but think about that. Think about his history. He left the Thunder after the Warriors beat him in the playoffs.
Right.
Who just beat him in the playoffs?
The Celtics.
That's correct.
And they got swept.
Yes.
And they lost to the Warriors, which is funny.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes full circle, doesn't it?
He's a psycho.
Yeah.
He's not Kyrie level psycho. He's not calling the earth flat, but
he's a different type.
He's nuts.
He has
no regard for anybody but himself in terms of the league, and it shows.
Yeah, I mean, it's for all the people that were on KD's head top when he chose Golden State and then when he left. Again, I feel like a monkey kind of went off his back when he left Golden State and went to Brooklyn.
I would agree. And then he screwed that up.
You're trying to build something, and he completely screwed it up because the second, and again, Kyrie Irving's a psycho in his own right, so I don't fault him for really.
He's got off the court stuff. Like I said, he thinks the Earth is flat, and
flat
he's got a bunch of problems.
Anti-vaxxer and all that stuff. But.
Anti-vaxxer we can excuse. Flat Earther is like, just look at the map, dude. Come on.
But yeah, and it's just Kevin Durant has just, like we said, spoiled all of that, and the optics of it. Right, the second thing goes wrong, the second something doesn't go his way or something's not ideal, less than ideal, he wants out. It's actually pretty funny. We do have a caller. First caller of the day on WHPC Sports Talk. Caller, who are you and what's up?
Happy Bobby Bonilla Day, fellas.
You ruined my final thought. You suck.
And happy, in fact, Rick DiPietro Day. So that's two little brothers.
There you go.
The Mets and the Islanders both paying bad contracts out. So,
of course,
again, happy Bobby Bonilla. Come on. Listen, I got a few things on the docket here.
Yeah.
One, Bradley Beal, I do not feel bad for him anymore. Listen, I know go get your money. I'm aware of that. But I don't want to hear him complain about, I want to win. Listen, you're 29, and let's say he does request a trade in 3 years. You're 32, which it's like the later end of your prime. But I just don't want to hear any more about, Bradley Beal's stuck. Well, he chose to be stuck there, so that's his fault. He's entered Mike Trout and Bryce Harper territory that's a great comparison. They chase the bag. And, that's their fault that they don't win anything. And that's okay. That's okay by me.
Look, when he signed that contract, Ted DiBiase music from the WWE came on. Everybody has a price for the $1 Million Man. And I felt like Bradley Beal couldn't turn that money down. The same situation with his cohort in John Wall, who took the big money.
He sees somewhere else's chance this year.
Yeah,
he's got a shot this year.
Yeah, but you see how long it took him to try to dwindle that contract down?
Yeah. There's a lot of money.
Y'all both right. Bradley Beal should get his money, but at the same time, I don't want to see any more free Bradley Beal. Like, no, stop.
Same with Dame.
It's over. It's clipped. Exactly.
Let me just speak on this Kevin Durant thing.
Yeah.
And the Kyrie Irving. They're going to get a whole lot if they trade both of them, and I think that's the wise decision. They've already ruined the franchise. Get picks, build for the future. And you should not cater. I don't like these reports. I mean, even though it's hilarious, even though I'm a Knicks fan, it's hilarious. And this is probably the worst experiment in all of sports, and it's hilarious that we watched it localized at the Barclays Center on Atlantic Avenue. Fantastic. But if the Brooklyn Nets have any sense of any brains, what they do is they don't listen to KD wherever he wants to go. Get the best deal. Trade Kyrie. Listen, if there was reports with the Mavericks. Just get as much draft capital as you can in young pieces, and go back to the days like when you had Karis LeVert, when you had these nice little pieces. You had pieces you could build a future upon. And then if you want to bring in a superstar down the line, that's fine. But don't sell the franchise down the river. And I understand it was a 2-for-1 package with KD and Kyrie. If you wanted KD, you had to take Kyrie. And I think that was, at the time, it made sense. Right. And I'm not questioning the decision at the time. It's just you gave them way, way too much power. And you got rid of a coach that Josh, you and I are both very fond of, Kenny Atkinson.
Yes.
And you bring in Steve Nash, who coaches like he runs around like it's a chicken without a head. He seems like he doesn't know what to do at certain times. But it's funny, but I also feel bad a little bit, just because there are true diehard Brooklyn Nets fans, and
absolutely
they got sold a false bag of goods with bringing in Harden, even the hope with Ben Simmons coming back, and I just don't see how they can run it back with Ben Simmons and Kyrie. I mean, you probably keep on to Simmons because I don't know how tradable that is, but just get all the draft capital you can. Don't worry.
Anthony, to an earlier point you said, I just got one question for you. So I already went off on the point that there was a report yesterday where people were saying that KD, if the Nets just traded KD wherever, it'd be a bad look. To your point, they can't care about that. They can't worry about that. This is Kevin Durant, and your franchise is like on the brink. So you got to get whatever to wherever. Absolutely.
Right, and it's weird because they're a relatively new franchise, and this is twice. And of course, Billy King, he was horrible. But this is twice that this has happened, where they, even though in 2012 or whenever, when they brought in KG and Paul Pierce, they were much older. I understand that, but that's twice even though the first time was completely idiotic, you've brought in these superstars, and it's failed miserably. And I think this is even though player empowerment has gotten a little out of reach in the National Basketball Association, we're seeing the death of the super team to a degree, and we're making progress in that sense of making basketball more back to where all the old people go. I want the 80s back, and we're not going to get back to the 80s, but sort of building teams to win rather than bringing in 3 or 4 superstars. I think this was the final nail in the coffin for the super team.
I completely agree. Death to the super team. I think that should be the case. And given the 2 teams we saw in the finals and how successful you can be actually building a roster up, that should be the way to go. One more question for you, Anthony.
Sure.
How you feel about yesterday's Yankee game?
We need to add pieces. And even though I'm very happy with the success that the Yankees have had, they need to add, because the Astros, you're going to be playing the Astros in the championship, the league championship series, undoubtedly.
Right.
And you need to add pieces to beat them. And that's not even me being spoiled. That's just a fact. You're going to have to add more pieces to win. And, it's kind of like mutually like a sort of the nuclear arms race, where it's going to be back and forth and just adding pieces between the Astros and the Yankees, where it's like there's almost never enough that you can add to a team, even though there is. It's just if you want, and I really, really would. It would be fantastic to be the Astros in Houston in the championship series, which is my prediction if they get Benintendi. You got to add another outfield bat. And, bringing Luis Castillo, that might work. But I think the main focus during the trade deadline is get another outfield bat.
I agree. And listen, as a Mets fan, I can acknowledge both the Mets and Yankees, although their seasons have been great, they definitely need more if they're really willing to contend. Any final thoughts, Anthony?
Yes. There was a funny meme of was Ben Simmons is practicing his shooting in the offseason, and it's him on Twitch playing golf. I just thought it's just absolutely perfect, because the Brooklyn Nets next year, tickets are going to be very cheap. So we'll hope for that. Actually, I'll just say this. There is no Donovan, and once he gets traded, you guys can thank me. Donovan Mitchell's not coming to New York. So when that trade does happen, you can thank me for doing the Francesa jinx. So there you go.
Okay. All right. See where you were going with that now.
All right.
Appreciate the call, Anthony.
Yep. All right. Take care.
All right.
Bowles with the Magic?
Yeah, he resigned.
I didn't even know he was there.
Yeah, no, you remember
he hasn't played in 2 years.
Denver traded him, and then he got injured. And
you're that big.
But no, the thing is, I don't get about that is now they actually have the Slim Towers in Bobo and Mo Bamba, because Mo Bamba resigned and Bobo resigned, and I didn't get that because you just signed Paulo
Banchero.
Yeah,
you just signed him to be a center. I'm like, where do those guys fit in?
You want to hear this? Somebody put out a mock lineup for the Magic. You're going to start Bol at the 1. I know it's crazy, but he can do it.
He could do it. I could see it.
Wagner at the 2, who's 6'10". Banchero at the 3, who is 6'11". Jonathan Isaac, 6'11", at the 4. And Mo Bamba at the 5, 7 foot.
That's just a bunch of giants.
That is like when you play in 2K and you build a team with Shaq times 5, and it's like, I get all the rebounds, but you can't shoot.
but what about Jalen Suggs, and Cole Anthony, who should have been a Knick? I'm just saying.
Honestly, if you could have a lineup like that, I don't think it matters.
It's funny you bring up Bol because I'm thinking about him being more famous for his off-the-court problems than his...
Bol? What happened to him? I'm like totally serious.
Corey, take it away.
It was a cross branding between NFL and NBA, I guess you could say.
Yeah, he's let's just say he's got an interesting love triangle situation going on.
Oh.
It was so allegedly.
I'm googling this. Hold on.
Allegedly, he was messing with Von Miller's baby mama.
Okay.
And the thing about that is, if you seen Bobo, you'd be surprised that how did he bag that? And it's just like,
you saying he's not the most handsome fella in the world?
He's not.
Look, that NBA money do wonders.
Right. We know that.
Von Miller's a good looking dude. Just saying. That's when he got clipped.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, whatever.
Guarantee that.
I can't find anything about this, but he says love triangle between Von Miller's baby mama and who?
Bobo.
And who's the third?
That's the third.
Oh, Von Miller.
Look. Von Miller, Bobo, and it wasn't it.
I thought you were saying Bobo some stud, and he's like him, Von Miller's girl, and some other basketball player's girl. I was like, wait a minute, what is this guy doing?
No, it's just
all I will say is this. Please let this be the last thought on this topic.
Yeah, yes.
When you're 7'3", I'm sure everything's proportionate. Let's move on.
So Jonathan Isaac, if Jonathan Isaac does come back, that does have a potential to be a crazy line.
Von Miller's like 5'11", just saying.
No, Von Miller's 6'4".
He's really?
Yeah, Von Miller 6'3".
I thought he was shorter.
No. You can't be short playing that position.
Anthony just texted me 4:15.
Oh man, you know who's on the shorter side?
Who's that?
That'd be Jalen Brunson. I think that I'm gonna.
How sad? Shorter side is what? Is he 6'3"?
He's 6'1".
Yeah, but that's shorter side. Like Josh, imagine being 6'1".
No,
both of us.
That would be actually that would be
both
great,
of us. Wouldn't that be
That would
great?
be fantastic.
Time out.
That'd be great.
Listed as 6'1".
Oh,
Probably
the
on
shoes.
Probably 5'10", 6 foot.
I would take 5'10".
Regardless, Jalen Brunson, it's official. He's a New York Knick for 4 years, $104 million. You guys don't seem as thrilled about it as I am.
No.
Here's my issue. Corey, you can start first because I know you have a lot to say here, so you go.
I just felt as though we could have gotten DeJounte Murray for what we gave up to clear to get Jalen Brunson. And not saying that Jalen Brunson is a bad player, but we don't know if he's good because he's been playing in the Luka Doncic system. And when you have a superstar of that magnitude who could basically, the attention goes towards him and it leaves you open to get buckets, I need to see what you can do by yourself. And if you are a disappointment, we are going to run you out of the city, and then it's going to look bad on us because then Leon Rose and the whole management team going to have to go because obviously you wasted 3 years of our lives.
Well, on the DeJounte Murray front, and whether it was, listen, I wanted both Brunson and Murray. I didn't think it had to be one or the other.
That's a lot to ask for.
I know. I understand.
Where does Donovan Mitchell fit into this plan?
That's true. If we got Murray, we probably wouldn't be in the position to get Mitchell. So maybe it's a good thing that he winded up going to Atlanta. But my thing is with Jalen Brunson.
They're talking about, by the way, Corey showed me a tweet about Donovan Mitchell real quick.
Yeah.
That said that the Jazz are looking to now retool around Donovan Mitchell.
Oh, give me a break. Stop that.
That's going to be a failure. It may delay the trade, but he'll be here eventually.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is getting traded. That's a teardown. I know a teardown when I see one. You sound like the Utah Jazz are going through it.
Sound like the Wicked Witch on Wizard of Oz. I'll get you, my pretty, sooner or later.
Basically, listen, if Leon Rose wants to put out an official statement and be like, we have 11 first-round picks in the next 7 years, and we're looking towards the future. If you don't make a real play for Donovan Mitchell, just stop. Get out of here.
I was thinking about the Knicks last night, the Donovan Mitchell trade, and the more and more I think about it, the more I don't see it happening. Just because of the Knicks' history with this kind of thing. So I started to think, what are more realistic options, or just even bigger guys? I'm not Kevin Durant, Kyrie big. Around Donovan Mitchell or a little less, their trade options for the Knicks. Around that same cost. I can't think of anything else.
That's out there right now.
DeJounte Murray would have been on that list, but now he's gone.
Yeah, that's out there now. Donovan Mitchell's
as
really
far as
the only
guards
one.
go.
Yeah, and everybody that I would have wanted, like Zach LaVine re-upped today, Zion Williamson re-upped today, like everybody I would have
wanted Zion, really?
Maybe like
still?
Nah. I think, I like him in New Orleans. I like him with the Pelicans.
I like him there. I don't think he'd fit here.
Yeah, because I mean, it would be a cute story with RJ and Cam Reddish and bringing Zion here. But regardless,
if you think the food in New Orleans is good, like the food in New York City, man,
come on now,
that would be a disaster.
You're saying keep them away from Williamsburg, Upper West Side, all those higher scale restaurants,
could you imagine,
bodegas.
No. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if he played in Brooklyn, all the pizza he'd be eating over there?
Oh my, come on now,
dude,
Zion,
I'm hungry.
Zion been doing a good job getting into shape, but
but I mean, New Orleans has a lot of good food. He's got the crawfish down there, the beignets.
Maybe when I eat something a lot, I get tired of it. Maybe he went through that and he's finally starting to.
There you go.
Yeah, come on now. I'm trying to. I'm looking out for you.
I
Zion.
love picking on Zion just because I'm mad he's not here.
I know. But hey,
it's not his fault.
Who is here is Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And listen, you guys aren't as high as him. I mean, Corey, to your point, I would argue that we already saw him by himself in those 3 playoff games.
That's what I was going to say. He played on his own, and there were times he's on the floor without Donovan Mitchell. Oh, my God. Without Luka Doncic.
He looked great, yeah. And he was a huge part to getting the Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals. And this is 2 good seasons now. And it wasn't just a one-year wonder. This is 2 good seasons now for Jalen Brunson. And again, last year, 16 points a game. Again, playing next to Luka Doncic. 50% from the field.
That's pretty good.
For a 6'1 guard. He shoots the 3 pretty well. Come on now. This is the best Knicks point guard we've had in 15 years.
The only issue...
Yes.
Oh, no. Were you here? We didn't go over the list with him. Okay, Corey.
You're going to have to think about it.
Corey.
I'm 100% right on
Tuesday, Josh read me the last 5 Knicks opening night starting point guards.
I'm going to find it right now.
Can you name any of the 5?
Any of the 5?
Try to pull this up. I want to see what he got.
Was Derrick Rose one of them?
No. I was my first guess, too.
You said the last 5.
Opening night, last 5.
The last 5.
That was my first guess, too, and I was wrong.
So it was from this season, right?
This season and the 4 before that.
Allie Burke?
Nope.
Alec wasn't start. He started.
Not opening night.
No, opening night.
Oh, you said opening night.
Opening night starting point guards.
Kemba, right?
That's right. This year it's Kemba. That's right.
Last season.
If you get last season, it's okay. That's fine. But you're not getting anything past last season. There's no chance.
Promise you that.
No chance.
The season before. All right. So last year was Kemba. The year before that.
It gets hard, right? Think about how bad the Knicks have been. This is really hard.
And when you get the name, you're going to be like, yuck, disgusting.
Who was the year before Kemba, Josh?
Elfrid Payton.
Oh, yeah.
Way it goes. It gets worse. You go back.
Yes.
Keep going.
Before that, do you have any
guesses?
No.
It gets real bad.
We're looking at Ramon Sessions. We're looking at Alonzo Trier. We're looking at guys like that.
You mean Alonzo Trier, the guy we just let go?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Who wasn't even actually a point guard. So this is what we were looking at for the past 15 years since Stephon Marbury. Come on, Jalen Brunson's the best Knick point guard in a decade and a half, bro.
He hasn't even stepped on the court yet, and I can agree with you.
Yes. That's sad. That's sad. Because Jalen Brunson is not good.
He's
not better than what we've had.
Jalen Brunson's not good.
Would you agree, Josh, it's an overpay?
Time out.
I can't even say that.
It's an overpay. I'm saying before you even step on the court.
All right, answer this. Is Jalen Brunson a top 10 point guard?
No, he's not. He has to that point, he has like the 14th highest point guard contract. That's reasonable.
Is he a top 14 point guard? No.
He's not?
No.
Really?
Okay, we got to do this now.
Okay.
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Okay.
DeJounte Murray, honestly.
DeJounte Murray.
Okay.
Trae Young.
John
Morant.
5.
LaMelo Ball.
6.
Hold on one second. I got some more. De'Aaron Fox is better. I'm going De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox averaged about 20.
He's a chucker. He's a shot chucker.
Keep going. We'll line him at the end.
Cade Cunningham.
No.
Not yet. Better than Jalen Brunson
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
Yes, right now.
Luka Doncic.
Obviously. That's 7.
Russell Westbrook, I honestly say yes.
Really?
Talent-wise, I'd say yeah.
Jalen Brunson is so much more efficient.
Nah, I'd say Russell Westbrook in terms of his talent.
Russ averaged 18, 7, and 7 last season.
Yeah.
If
that's better than Brunson.
Say they were both free agents and Jalen Brunson was on the market, Russell Westbrook on the market.
After last year, I would go with Brunson, obviously.
Fred VanVleet.
That's close. He's a shooting guard.
That's the tier that Jalen Brunson's in, the Fred VanVleet tier. You're mad at that?
You know what?
Can I say something to me?
I'm going to go through teams now. I don't know. 15 better point guards.
I don't know if it's just maybe a Villanova bias or whatever.
Oh, God. Here we go. Where the ball
not position wise, but where I rank Jalen Brunson, this is me, player wise, talent wise.
Mm-hmm. Drew Holiday's better than him.
Him and Josh Hart about the same.
Josh Hart.
Yes.
Y'all asleep on Jalen Brunson.
Hold on, no.
Y'all asleep.
How many point guards are we at? Tell me the number.
7? Had 7, yeah.
We haven't named. You put Darius Garland over him?
Yes. I would. You have to.
Okay. Tyrese Maxey?
Nah.
That's close, right?
He's in
too
the
young.
Same tier. I'm putting him in the same tier. Fred VanVleet, Tyrese Maxey.
Because he's young. I think Tyrese Maxey will be better in 3 years.
I can agree with that.
Lonzo Ball.
No.
No?
Yeah,
Okay, no.
I'm going better.
I knew
Lonzo
you would. That's
Ball
why I brought that up.
Yes, I'm going better.
No.
I knew it was to cause a fight.
Time out. 1, 6. He's 6'6", 6'7". He was Chicago's best defender. He had a 3-point percentage of 41, I believe. He was shot in the 40s. He was one of the few people.
Dame Lillard.
Yeah, I obviously missed him.
Okay, yeah, we
Sorry, I'm just trying to get these guys out there.
Lonzo Ball is not better than Jalen Brunson, man. Stop it. Stop that.
When he's fully healthy, I got to give Kory the edge here.
No.
I just want to point out this. No. Lonzo Ball healthy. Bulls were top 3 team in the top 3 team.
He was
in the
a big
East.
part of that.
Lonzo Ball get injured. Bulls barely make the playoffs.
Zach LaVine got injured too. You trying to be slick right now? Zach LaVine got hurt too.
But he played most of the season.
Playing through injury can still hamper a team.
He played through it, right? But when did they actually go down? When did they actually go down?
Can I name 2 more point guards?
Lonzo Ball's better than you. Okay.
Can I name 2 more?
Go ahead.
Kyle Lowry.
No. Not right now.
I'm just throwing names out there.
No.
I'm not saying he's better or worse. Just throwing names out there.
No.
Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Defensive player of the year.
He got them to the finals.
I have to give him the nod. So, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
So he's 11th?
He's got the Jalen Brunson. Again, 16 points on 50% shooting. The assist numbers will go up in New York. He'll have more usage. And if you take Julius Randle out of the equation, I promise you get Brunson Randle's usage, it's going to be a lot better.
You're starting to turn me around.
Time out. A friendly gentleman's wager. I know for a fact.
Okay.
There we go.
Jalen Brunson, in about 3 years.
How are we gonna keep track of this?
Time out. I'm giving. You don't even got. I might not be here. You might not be here.
I never forget a wager now.
Okay. No, just know I will text you the day of. Jalen Brunson will not be a Knick in 3 years.
From today? From the signing date yesterday.
Oh, no. You
How
can't
about
be
that?
serious.
July 1st. How about July 1st then? That's today. Beginning of July.
Okay.
3 years.
You know what? Bet. It's a bet.
And hey, guess what? Now, if
You got
I'm
a 4-year deal?
Time out.
He'll be here.
Now, time out. Now, if I'm right, and just so happen they might get rid of him too. Don't say nothing to me, because when we start, look, I bet after this year is gonna be the honeymoon stage. That second year, once you see who he really is, people gonna be like, yeah, Jalen Brunson is not for me.
How old is Jalen Brunson?
I know who he really is. He's a hooper.
How old is Jalen Brunson?
He's 25.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought he was like 30.
He does look 30. He does.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
He does look older than that.
Now that I know he's 25, I got a lot more hope for this kid.
Okay, so we're at...
I don't.
He's the 14th highest point guard contract in the league. Forget that. He's like the 47th highest total salary in the league.
I don't like that number. I like the position number better, the 14 of the point guard.
But still, I believe he'll come
certain positions get paid more than others, and that skews the numbers.
That's true. That's a good point. But regardless, I believe he'll come in here. He'll be a leader. Again, we watched Julius Randle try to be a leader last year, bro. It didn't really work out.
Julius Randle needs to understand he can't be a leader if the people he's leading are 5 seats away from him on the bench.
Yes.
I'm totally serious. Like, how do you lead like that?
And you can't, and to that point, if you can't be a leader and let fans get in your head, and to the point you have to thumbs down them, chuck the ball away after.
We saw this with the Mets, like Lindor and Baez last year.
Come on, if you're going to be a star and a leader in New York City, you can't have that. I'm actually happy you brought those two up.
All I'm saying is, you didn't see Pete Alonso's thumb go down.
You didn't.
That's a leader.
And by the way, Lindor, and we don't know if Randall's going to be here or not, but Lindor's completely turned it around in terms of like how the fans view him.
I love Lindor. I liked him with all. I stuck with him last year. I criticized him, but I stuck with him. I love him now.
Yeah, I mean,
I told you this. He was my favorite non-Met before he was here.
And again, Buck Showalter has a lot to do with that, so we got to give him props. But Knicks fans, New York sports fans in general, once again, 516-572-7440. Chime in about anything, just to kind of wrap up what the Knicks have done since free agency opened up. They got this guy, Isaiah Hartenstein, from the Clippers.
I don't know who in the world this is, but you say it's a bargain, so I'll have hope there.
I should have had his stats up already. But
Isaiah Hartenstein. I feel like Stain, I don't know how you say it.
I feel like Conor McGregor. Who in the world is this guy?
Yeah, I mean...
that was Conor McGregor?
It was.
That sounded like the campaign with Tumbo.
I'm a hit. Of
course, sounded the guy from Captain Phillips.
Like, no, I know the reason why it wasn't accurate is because how he actually said it.
Yeah, he had to change.
Yeah, okay.
I had to PG it.
Let me give you this guy, Isaiah Hartenstein. That's what we're talking about, Corey. Per 36 stats. Yeah. So this is what he would produce if he was a starter: 17 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. He's a great big man passer.
Are we talking center or power forward?
Tweener.
Okay.
He do both.
Okay.
2 steals and 2 blocks.
As a starter, he would average that?
Yes, per 36. In his actual stats, he averaged, let me find it.
How many minutes?
He played, Basketball Reference, come on now, don't fail me.
What did he play for last year?
Clippers.
Oh, okay.
17 minutes for the Clippers, 8 points, 5 rebounds. He averaged a block in 17 minutes per game. A block per game in 17 minutes. Like, that's pretty good.
All right.
If you want to talk about
Nerlens Noel is gone.
Yeah, he's so much better than Nerlens Noel.
I know.
I promise you. So they got him on a bargain, and then another deal that might be polarizing in the Knicks world.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson resigns 4 years, $60 million.
I'm so done with Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
I'm fed up. Here's what got me mad at him. Do you remember when he bulked up and everyone goes, he looks like Dwight Howard? And then it's like he played like he's, not Dwight Howard.
Not Dwight Howard at all. Not even close. You know what? It's interesting.
I was one of the people like, oh my God, this guy looks like he's prime Dwight Howard right now. Just on the court, and I was like, who the hell am I watching?
He was
better without the weight.
What really pissed me off about him, again, I'm a fan of his, but to be such a bad free throw shooter. Again, he's great around the rim. He dunks and finishes everything.
His defense is spectacular. I have no issue with that.
Elite shot blocker. Like if you're talking shot blockers in today's NBA, he's up there, right?
He's been top 5 in blocks for the last few years, hasn't he? Total blocks, not per game.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's right up there. For a second-round pick, what we got him for.
Yeah.
By the way, Knicks finally broke the Charlie Ward curse with this re-signing. We finally re-signed the draft pick. After since 1994, that curse was...
No.
I swear. Since 1994,
let me think now.
We have not re-signed the first round.
I'm thinking of recent years. Porzingis, obviously, no.
Nope.
Kevin Knox, no.
Nope. Who else?
Who else we drafted in the first round? Gallinari, no.
Jordan Hill, no.
Gallinari's in Boston now.
I want to get into that a little later, too. But yeah, it's Mitchell Robinson. I would have personally liked Mo Bamba, maybe.
We didn't sign Nate Robinson?
No.
He wasn't the Knicks draft pick, was he?
He was, but no, we didn't re-sign him.
You sure?
Did he come back later?
Remember, he was here and then Mike D'Antoni came aboard, and Mike D'Antoni was not his fan at all, so he kind of traded him. He traded him to Boston, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Since 1994, bro. So that kind of... And RJ Barrett's going to get an extension, too.
Yeah, you hope.
But that's my thing with the Knicks. Like, again, I was angry on draft night, but they finally... Those two signings, Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett... It's like we're finally developing talent for like the first time in a minute. We're not pouring all our assets into trades, at least not yet, with Donovan Mitchell on the board, but it's like a nice change of pace from what we've seen.
Am I crazy if I say I'm still not sold on RJ ever being a superstar?
That's okay.
Am I crazy for that?
I believe he's going to be a star, maybe not a best player on a championship team. I mean, that's just
he will never be that. I think that he has none of the potential for that.
We could like slightly agree to disagree on that, but as far as like a number two guy like a Jaylen Brown,
oh yeah,
he could be that.
Oh yeah,
that's all. That's all.
If you look at the Celtics last year as an example, like you gave. If there's like a Tatum and then he's the Jaylen Brown, I have no problem seeing that.
Absolutely. Like he's like the co-star or the second star on a championship team.
Yes.
That's all I'm asking for RJ Barrett. And hopefully he continues to improve.
Yeah, compliments the star, you know.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I
Plays
can totally
defense,
see that.
You know, can shoot the occasional three.
And whether that star is homegrown or not, as long as someone gets paired up with RJ Barrett that matches with him, I don't care.
Yes, Donovan Mitchell, please.
I don't know about that matchup because they're both similar positions and...
Well,
you need a point guard. But we have Brunson, but you need a good point guard to make that work.
Listen, I just want to get the talent here, and then hopefully, I was about to
see what happens.
I was about to say Tibbs figures it out, but he won't be here when we're ready to contend. I promise you that.
All right,
but we'll see what happens.
If you get Donovan Mitchell now, do you fire Tibbs?
I would.
You think they do?
They don't.
Exactly.
So. Leon Rose, he's given us some good, some bad. We'll see how the rest of the Knicks offseason goes. I kind of want to give a rundown of the other free agency signings and extensions. Zach LaVine, Chicago Bulls, 5 years, $215 million. $215 million, sorry.
$215 for Zach LaVine for 5. That rhymes. Zach LaVine for $215 for 5 years. What's the average on that? That's 43.
Oh, quick math. Oh, impressive.
Yeah.
Not that I thought you were dumb, but
the fact that he stays and then you still add Drummond, it just shows that the Bulls are actually trying to make moves in the steps, and I feel like they can actually be top 5, top 6 team in the East.
Yeah, again, I'm not as high as Lonzo Ball as you are, but if they keep that squad together, I think what were they 6th in the East last year?
They made the playoffs.
They could, something could happen there. Bradley Beal, we already touched on. Zion, we already got to.
If you want to get those average annual values, I'll do those for you. Bradley Beal is 50.2. I'm doing this in my head. Like, my phone is down. You see it.
Yes.
50.2 for Bradley Beal. And that's going to be hard. Oh, God. Zion is 46.2.
That contract,
nice.
That contract is crazy. Just on the fact that you see who's the Ja signed that's crazy because Zion signed a 231 max, right? Rookie max, right?
Mm.
Ja signed a contract worth 193, but it has the chance of being a 231 max value if he makes another All NBA team.
How the hell did I leave Ja off my list here?
And Corey, you're onto something because why is Ja's contract not higher than Zion's? He made an All NBA team last year.
That is weird.
And he made the All-Star.
How many teams? No, I shouldn't say team. How many games has Zion played?
Right.
Not that many.
Not that many.
I get Ja missed time last year, but he still was good enough to make an All-NBA team. He was on the All-Star team. Zion was an All-Star at a time, but, you know.
That is weird now that y'all bring it up.
Zion didn't play. Zion barely played his first year, barely played his second
He
year.
made the All-Star team, though, 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh, he was great last year. He was unbelievable.
Zion?
Yeah, he was unbelievable. Well, not last year.
When he played.
Last year.
2 years ago.
Yeah, but then he got injured like towards the stretch of that season after he made the All-Star team. Basically, after the All-Star break, he basically got injured and didn't finish the rest of that season.
That's what he's done his whole career. I mean, it's just the issue with the weight. I know we poke fun at him, and it's not right, but...
I mean, as an athlete, come on now.
Yeah, I mean, your job is to stay in shape and perform physically. And, you know, you deserve criticism if you can't do your job right, you know?
Yeah, it goes for all of us. Come on now.
Look, kind of like if you were a brain surgeon and you've done heart surgeries, you go into the brain surgery, you're like, well, this should be interesting. Like, would you not say I want a different doctor?
Absolutely.
I think we could all admit.
You're prepared for work.
Yeah.
I think we could all admit we'll never see Duke Zion ever again.
You know what? Just because
that greatest players ever watched in my life.
Just because that player was so like above everybody else,
and the media brought that player to like God status really fast.
That was kind of unfair.
He don't even get over the rim like how he normally do. Like
he does.
Right now he's
working his way back. He's young. He's like what, 21?
Yeah, but I'm saying if you rank him like how he was as a dunker when he was in like college and high school to now. It's not comparable.
I just had an existential crisis because I said out loud that Zion Williamson and I are the same age. That makes me very upset.
Look, you think that's something? Wait till you find out that I feel old. I'm older than almost
like the last 5 draft classes.
Yes,
yeah.
The last 5 draft classes I am older than.
It's crazy because I noticed
I'm older than LaMelo Ball, and that freaks me out.
The Knicks
he
young
can't
guys.
Even drink.
He can't.
No, Kuminga couldn't even drink during the celebration.
I know.
That's tough. Speaking of the Warriors, they lost Gary Payton and Otto Porter to free agency.
Yeah.
Otto Porter's the bigger loss there, in my opinion.
I think Gary Payton's a bigger loss.
I think Gary Payton's like that like mascot type role. I don't think he does that much for them.
He was great defensively.
I was gonna say Gary Payton, but then I just realized Otto Porter started, right?
He did.
Yeah,
he started the last 3 games in the finals for them.
That's big.
But again, they're banking on Kuminga, Moody, Wiseman, those guys to kind of take a step forward.
Tell me why I seen somebody propose the trade. Yeah, they said the Warriors should just go out and get what's this dude name? Patrick Beverly, just for the heck of it to have Draymond and Patrick on the same team. Can you imagine
where would you play him?
I don't know where, but you just have him and Draymond on the team, just talking mad craziness to the other opposing team.
They wouldn't get along at all.
Shout out Draymond, the MVP, most valuable podcaster. Other contract, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, we didn't talk about this yet. This is the biggest
contract in league history.
What the hell?
5 years, $264 million.
They said $250 million.
$250 million. That's wild.
Per year, oh my God, I'm doing the numbers in my head, and this doesn't add up right at all. This is crazy. He's got, 5 years, 264, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is, over 50.
It's 52.
It's 52. Yeah, wow.
Sorry, you don't have a calculator in front of you.
I don't.
I kind of cheated you on that one.
I was in the middle of saying it, and you just kind of said it over me. Thank you.
Still, the highlight of today's show is you with the quick math. Extremely impressive. What else do I want to get to?
I did that with all contracts. I've done my entire life. I just there's some of the certain numbers how they divide. That's like,
Oh, so you're like one of those. Were you in those standardized tests when you were a kid?
Yes.
You're like, yeah, you.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
You're a genius.
I memorized the times tables and everything. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You one of them kids. Sheesh.
I never seen that fact that I just see something on Twitter that just got me like Laker fans are obsessed with Kobe, right? No, because no, listen, look, I seen they have this.
Be careful.
Look, they have this new rookie, right? And look at what they did. Just tell me, do you see it? Tell me when you see it. No. Tell me when you see it.
Yeah, they're making looking at here.
Oh, look, you gotta actually look at the video, right? Tell me when you. Hold on a second.
The finger over the.
Tell me. Pause. But look at the bottom of.
Are they serious?
They say,
look, it's Kobe.
It says if you just put
the bottom half of his face is Kobe.
If you just put a thumb right on the half of his face, it look like Kobe.
Listen,
could you imagine saying that? Like Josh, you look a lot like Kory. And put a thumb over your face, like.
Listen, Laker fans, I miss Kobe too. But come on now, let's
Like, if you close your eyes and look at LeBron, he looks just like Tom Brady. If you close your eyes and turn around, they're identical twins.
The resemblance.
That's so stupid.
The resemblance is uncanny.
You know who was one player that I thought was actually going to leave in free agency? Victor Oladipo. I thought he was going to actually.
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't see a role for him in Miami, and I think that if they were to possibly try to get a guy like what's his name, KD.
Yeah,
I think that you actually kind of got a semblance of a squad already. But just to get back to Nikola Jokic,
yeah,
he's worth every penny. The fact that the fact that he carried that team while everybody was injured, and then when everybody is healthy, 9 times out of 10 they really don't give him that much help.
Yeah.
I'm pointing to Michael Porter Jr.
I was going to say this. You're looking at. Yeah, you hate him.
I was about to say don't sleep on the Nuggets, but Michael Porter Jr.'s like back situation. It's like that injury situation. Spinal. It's one of the worst in
my back is broken.
Shout out Mike Tyson. You know who really won free agency?
Corey, get that video off your phone. Man, it's the same Kobe Bryant video. I'm just done watching it.
I'm keeping Twitter open because you never know what news.
That's fine, but get half-face Kobe out of here.
You never know which Woj bomb is going to pop up. I feel you.
Woj's like, Kobe's back. Wait a minute. Now I was watching this video. Never mind. Sorry, false alarm.
A Woj Raven if you watch Game of Zones.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Shout out Game of Zones. They need to bring that back.
Oh, my God. Gridiron Heights is so much better.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, too.
That's so much better.
I can't wait for football season. That's great, too.
It's the funniest show I've ever seen.
Nah.
As a sports fan, I need stuff like that. It's so funny.
Yes.
Listen to what I just want to read you this. This is what DeJounte Murray had to say.
Yeah.
On the Spurs. They didn't want to see me waste years rebuilding and stuff. They want to see me win, and the best for DeJounte. And I think for them, that's a lot. That's what I respect our relationship, a special family forever. You could have been a Knick.
I don't care. I'm happy for him after hearing that. I don't care where he goes. He got out, and he knew he couldn't win there. No, I'm serious. They knew they had a good guy. I'm happy for him, and they treated him right. I like when franchises do that.
He really said they want to see me win and the best for DeJounte. I love that he refers to himself in the third person.
He's like, the Spurs want the best for DeJounte, and DeJounte wants to win.
Interesting guy.
DeJounte needs to shut up.
he'll be interesting fit in Atlanta. But the Celtics today, they signed Gallinari for peanuts. And then they trade for Malcolm Brogdon for even more peanuts.
Yeah, Tice.
Like that, you said they were the real winners. They were.
They won, bro.
They got the point guard that they needed. They got Danilo Gallinari, who's a good player who can play off the bench.
Complemental piece.
Yeah.
And then you got him for nothing.
Nothing. I think for Brogdon, they you said Tice.
It was just Tice. I'm pretty sure.
I think it was Neesmith too. And
okay, it wasn't just Tice.
Pick.
Yeah. There was a first round pick in there.
Even that, it's going to be a late first if it's the Celtics.
That's true.
Like, that's nothing.
It isn't someone else's first. It's their first.
It's just unbelievable.
Just making sure, because they have other picks.
Oh, that's true.
Don't they have Nets picks still?
They got
I'm
to.
serious, they do.
They have to.
Imagine that. The Celtics are going to end up drafting like third.
Yo.
And they're going to be winning the finals and drafting third.
I find this so funny. Just to quickly get back on this.
I do want to. I like finding these little quotes. So you know how Rudy Gobert's over in.
I read this earlier. Yeah. Please continue.
Anthony Edwards said the best rim protector in the league is Kristaps Porzingis. On Rudy Gobert, Ant was honest. Anytime I go up against Porzingis, I don't get no layups. I don't get why we couldn't finish on Rudy Gobert. He don't put no fear in my heart. I don't know why.
A1 from day one, Anthony Edwards.
What's funny about that is he said Rudy Gobert don't put no fear in his heart, but Porzingis?
Yeah, really? Oh. Like, what?
Really?
What?
Of all people.
I'm like, why would he be the guy that's the best rim protector? If I was to say anybody, I would say Robert Williams and
I'll go Williams, yeah.
Williams, and then probably Bam next.
Yeah, I don't know about Bam
No.
next.
Jaren Jackson in Memphis. He was like second in blocks.
I mean, Mitch is a better rim protector than Porzingis.
Absolutely.
Like, come on.
Anthony Edwards, he'll say things that every statement he puts out, it makes perfect sense. Half of it.
Did you see
no sense the other half?
Did you see the video of him throwing football?
Yes.
Yeah, Tom Brady tweeted at him.
He's
Playing the wrong sport.
He said, Gronk gone. What's up?
Yeah,
Tom Brady's hilarious on social media ever since he went to Tampa, by the way. Great follow on social media. If you haven't yet.
Look, once he got out the Belichick dungeon, he started making TikToks.
Literally, it's like he left the Patriots and got a personality.
I never felt so more offended when
the Patriots and the Yankees. That's what it is.
I never felt more offended when at each victory he posts these little victory videos and like they would have like music from each of the town. Like if he beat the Giants, he playing Pop Smoke. I'm like, what is this?
Let me tell you something.
By the way, if you're Tom Brady and you think about Tom Brady as a person, and you said you played New York music because you beat the Giants, right?
Right.
Why is Tom Brady picking Pop Smoke?
Somebody has to be doing it.
Like, why is if you had to bet money on what New York song Tom Brady's going to play, I'd bet Sinatra in a second.
Right.
Come on.
What's funny about that as a Saints fan, when he beat us, that playoff game, I mean, we beat him every other time, but that playoff game, we lost. I was hurt about the loss, but I'm like, I don't want to log on to social media and see the video that Tom Brady's going to put out on us. Oh, that was the pain.
Oh, when is it?
Yeah, cool. Yo, when it's baseball and it's like a rain delay or just like pouring.
Is it raining out right now?
No. Do they just
thank God I'm going to the game.
Do they just do random stuff like this?
That's Savannah Bananas. It's a whole different story. They're like more like an entertainment like act than baseball.
So they're the Harlem Globetrotters?
Yes, that's exactly it.
I did not know this existed.
Oh, look up the Savannah Bananas. You'll find tons more like that.
So they're the fun.
Literally, like their pitchers doing TikTok dances on the mound. This is real,
bruh.
You never heard of this?
No.
Oh, they're amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. That sounds interesting.
It's really cool. They're in Georgia. It's really cool.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah, they stream online. You can watch it.
Hey, that's a perfect segue into baseball. We kind of touched on the New York Yankees earlier when Anthony called. I mean, the Astros, if they're not
talking about the Yankees.
You don't want to talk about the Yankees?
I don't want to talk about the Yankees. We have like 10 minutes. I got to get the final thoughts.
I know.
I'm going to the Met game.
I got to represent, though. I got to represent for everybody.
Hey.
The Astros are
Andy's going to call back.
They're definitely the thorn in New York baseball side. They are 7-2 by my count against the New York baseball teams. Obviously, they swept the Mets.
It's 4 against the Mets. No, they're 6-2.
6-2.
4 against the Mets, 2-2 Yankees.
Didn't they split a 4-game set? Astros and Yankees?
Yeah, that makes them. Makes them 6-2.
No, but the Astros win last night, puts them at 7-2. Oh no, I'm tripping.
Who'd they beat last night?
Wait. So 4 wins against the Mets.
Who the Astros beat last night?
The Yankees.
Okay, then that's 7-2. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That was confusing.
I didn't know they played them last night. I don't care about the Yankees. I shouldn't admit that on here.
No, we shouldn't.
Moving on.
So yeah, the Astros. Listen, I got dreams, knock on wood, of a Mets-Yankees World Series.
Yeah.
The Astros could have something to say about that, but I still like the Yankees against them.
As long as the Mets are in, I don't care who we play. We're going to win.
Yeah, listen. You got some Mets fans
DeGrom and Scherzer's back Tuesday, by the way.
Yes.
In Cincinnati. If DeGrom and Scherzer are healthy for the playoffs, no one is stopping the Mets.
I completely agree. And
top of their game and healthy, no chance.
And you know why I'm so confident saying that?
Why is that?
Because we know, like, what are the Mets? I said the Nets. I got the Nets on the mind.
I got the Nets jersey on.
You do?
My Kevin Durant, funeral outfit.
That's why. Yes. But
I didn't have the black one. I wanted to give it the black.
The black one would have been perfect.
That's all I had. Not even mine. I brought it from my brother. Thanks, Pat.
Hey, you got to represent in the funeral, though.
Yeah.
So. But the Mets, they need a power bat. They're checking in, quote unquote, Trey Mancini.
Yes, I like that. Former Buck guy.
Yeah. I really do like that. They need bullpen help and they need another starter. Because, again, Scherzer's coming back, but it's one guy in, another guy out, and Bassett goes down. He was supposed to pitch tonight.
Yeah, I was supposed to watch Bassett. I watched Bassett 4 times this year. I love watching Chris Bassett pitch.
Right.
He's just so intense on the mound. He's just fun to watch.
He really is. Like
I've never seen Peterson live, so this should be interesting.
If you talk about, like, I almost said threesome. 3 guys.
You said it anyway.
I said it. I had to let the people know.
What the hell was that for?
I had to let the people know what's on my mind.
Don't always do that.
But the 3 guys, DeGrom, Scherzer, and Bassett, 3 guys you can just watch pitch all day. Like from the competitiveness to the stuff they have. Obviously, DeGrom with the velocity when he's right. Scherzer
does everything.
Scherzer, everything.
The intensity of Scherzer is
he's must watch. He's must watch.
It hits differently when it's on your team.
Absolutely.
Like when he used to pitch for the Nationals against the Mets, I'd be like, oh God, Scherzer's on the hill. Not because we're gonna lose, just like I don't want to deal with the grunting and the stalking on the mound. When he's pitching for your team, it's like it's a whole different world.
It hits different for real. Like it's really incredible. And Bassett too. Like he had that rough stretch where he didn't pitch that well, but he really bounced back in a few starts. He had that great start against the Marlins, but he just lost to. Well, he kind of beat himself. But Buck kind of ran him out there.
Buck ran him out there late, and I didn't like that. But that's over now.
How real do you give the points that people like to make about Buck, where it's like, oh yeah, you always got to worry about his bullpen moves and all that stuff. Remember, he had the whole thing in Baltimore.
Oh yeah. There's not bringing in Zach Britton, not even warming him up in the playoffs and the wild card.
The Baldo Jimenez thing. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, I'm like,
if I'm being honest about Buck Showalter,
right?
I think part of it is him mismanaging the bullpen a little bit. The bigger part of it is this bullpen is terrible.
Yeah. It's really two sides of the same coin where it's like, yes.
What do you want him to do?
Exactly.
Who do you want him to bring in that's not Edwin Diaz? He can't pitch 7 innings himself.
I was actually really disappointed in Drew Smith against that day against Houston.
I give Buck a lot of credit that he didn't run Diaz back out there. Give him a lot of credit for that. That would have been worse, and Diaz's confidence would have went down. That would have been a disaster.
It's actually the second time he's done that, which I think is a brilliant move to give Buck credit for one bullpen move. He'll bring in Edwin Diaz in the 8th inning if it's like the big boppers up. Like I think it was Bregman, Jordan Alvarez, who's different.
He's different.
He's different.
Oh, by the way, on Jordan Alvarez, you saw the outfield collision he had with Pena, the shortstop. Do you see it? Before I say anything, what are your honest thoughts on the collision? Just like how they collided and how it looked.
I thought everyone was reacting a lot worse than it looked.
I got a notification from MLB saying brutal collision in Mets Astros game. I watch it and I'm like, why is he being carted off the field?
I watched it.
He played the next day.
You're looking for when they say brutal collision, right? Because we're all football fans.
I'm looking for running at full force. Someone's head hits on the body part.
Smacking against each other, right? Like none of that happened.
I'm looking at a joint hit somebody in the head.
Yeah.
Or an elbow to the face and someone's eyes hanging out. That's what I'm looking for.
That was.
These guys, they're big men. They collided, yes, but oh my God.
Yeah, he really didn't need to get carted off the field either. He was completely fine. He seemed fine when he was talking to the trainers, to Dusty Baker. It was overblown. But you know how MLB any social media thing gets when they want to get clicks out there. Oh, brutal collision. This was so terrible. Not safe for work, right? Come on now. But the Astros definitely they're annoying. If you got dreams of a New York World Series, they're definitely annoying you. But while we're on the Mets. Again, we had that rough stretch in June. The rough stretch where we had a winning record still. Right? So
rough stretch by their standards this year. I love saying that.
It really does feel great to say, right? So the next 3 series, the Rangers, the Reds, the Marlins, and then you'll have Atlanta. I think they play the Marlins again, and then you go into that series with the Yankees. But listen, these next 3 series, I want to see the Mets, especially getting Scherzer back, take care of business and then bring on the Braves. Build on that division lead first, though.
Yeah.
Build on that lead.
Don't say bring on the Braves when one series could give them the lead.
I'm sticking out my chest because, again, it's the Rangers who are mid. They're mid.
Yeah, but we're facing 2 of their best pitchers this series.
We're getting
Perez tomorrow, and we get Gray on Sunday.
That's true.
Tonight, who is this guy? Who in the world is this? Tonight, we got Glenn Otto.
Pitching for us.
No.
I was about to say.
For the Rangers.
Who is this nondescript
Glenn Otto has a 5.31 ERA.
Oh. Well, they better take care of business tonight. If we got those 2 horses on the mound against us Saturday and Sunday. I mean, listen, let me see what the division lead now is for the Mets over the Marlins. I should have had this up again. NL East standings. It's 4 games around now, right?
I don't know.
2 that can't be right. No, I'm looking at the wrong standings. I was about to say 3.5. So it's 3.5 games over the Braves, 7.5 over the Phillies. These are the 3 series. Cincinnati comes in after Texas, then the Marlins. We have a bunch of games against the Marlins this month and the rest of the season. So take care of business and then build on this lead. Give us some cushion, because I don't take the Phillies seriously, but I take the Braves, defending World Series champions, even with that weird Freddie Freeman thing that they got going on.
Yeah,
that was so weird.
Freddie Freeman misses his ex. That's all this is.
It was,
and his ex isn't going to take him back now or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The whole discourse
They
around.
can't. They signed Matt Olson for 8 years.
Exactly.
He's not going back.
You had Freddie Freeman's agent give a statement that this is just a mess.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's just a
mess. We don't have time.
Exactly. Speaking of time, let's leave it up to final thoughts. Close out the week.
Corey, go. I got 2.
UCLA and USC leaving the Pac-12, going into the
Yes, you mentioned this yesterday. That's crazy.
It's crazy
weird.
because now it leaves teams like the Oregon Ducks and the Beavers and just a whole bunch of plethora. Like, a lot of teams are leaving their conference this year. I don't know what's going on.
Who's on the SEC again? Or Oklahoma?
Oh yeah, Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I feel like it was another team.
And then Rattler left for UNC because he's terrible.
And I think Notre Dame might be joining the conference finally.
Really?
Yeah, I'm here.
That's dumb for them.
It is dumb for them.
Like, if you think about the college football playoff, that's dumb for them.
Exactly.
What you got for us, Matt?
All right, I got 2. Anthony, as I said, spoiled one of mine. It's Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yes,
Get the excitement back up. We are paying a washed-up, old, retired Met $1 million today. He's still on the payroll for 13 more years. But there is a caveat to this.
Okay.
Without Bobby Bonilla, there wouldn't have been a David Wright. Have you heard this?
You're right about that, actually.
Him having that deferred contract allowed us to sign David Wright to the big contract that made him the Mets captain.
Right.
So thank you, Bobby Bonilla. Thank you, Steve Cohen, for donating $1 million to this old, retired, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
Thief, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but thank you for David Wright. Because that's my childhood idol, and that's great.
Absolutely.
The other thing I wanted to say was I wanted to say this yesterday, but we didn't have time, and I wanted to bring it up at a certain point in the show. Gina said something that I don't think anybody but me heard. We were talking about players that could have podcasts besides Draymond Green.
Okay.
And we're talking about all time. I remember someone said Kareem should have a podcast or whatever. Someone said that yesterday. Yeah, Gina goes, Wilt Chamberlain should have had a podcast.
Oh.
And hold on. What I want to say about that is we'd have a guest every episode, and there'd be 20,000 episodes, and we'll leave it at that.
Boom. That is great.
If you know, you know. If you don't, look it up.
You know.
Look it up, kids. Wilt Chamberlain, 20,000. The next word will pop right up.
Thank you for that, Matt. That is a perfect, chef's kiss note to leave WHPC.
That's a very Friday final thought.
Yes, absolutely. That's a great note to leave WHPC Sports off on for the week. We hope to see you again. No sports talk on Monday, if I have it correct.
We're taking off for the 4th. That's right.
Yes.
Happy 4th of July. Happy holidays, everybody.
Absolutely.
I don't know why I said that.
Happy holidays.
It's early, but you start your Christmas shopping. I don't know.
I mean,
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.
America.
Happy 4th, baby. From Joshua Umahi, Matt Leonard, and Kory David, we are signing off here on WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Have a very fun and safe July 4th weekend.